Hello, I'm in my kitchen today and I'm going to do something I've always wanted to do but haven't had the time or the opportunity. Jamie Oliver gave me the incentive on Tuesday night on his show to make some bread, or at least to try and make some bread. As you know, I use my feet to massage and they're getting a bit bored of not working, and I was looking at techniques and making bread looks a bit like massaging with your feet. I've had to adapt some of his techniques to be able to do this. I think it's going to work. This is a first time filming and a first time ever doing it. But I know some of my followers have the same disability or similar disabilities to me, so I thought it might be useful for them and fun for everybody else. So I'm just going to get prepared and then off I go. So I'm a little nervous about doing this. I've got everything prepared, so hopefully you can see, but it might make it slightly awkward for me. So I've got the flour, I've tipped some of it out on the sides to be using later. I know people do it in a bowl, but I think the angle of a bowl would be really difficult for me to get my feet in. So I spent the early hours of this morning, because I couldn't sleep, I wonder why, on YouTube looking for no bowl flour, and there's a nice gentleman there who suggested that I make a mountain with a hole in the middle and then pour in all the water. So I'm going to make the mountain, and he said I've got to be careful, I'm actually going to do it with my feet. Sorry, there we go. I'm going to do it with my toes because that's always feels lovely. And then pour it in and then use a fork. Now me and forks and feet, not sure. I normally cook with my hands, but I can't do any of this kneading stuff. So there we go. I've made a little volcano, I think it looks like. Here's the jug coming. It could all go terribly wrong. Oh, I don't want it to run away. Getting a bit full. I might extend my mountain. I might have to extend it a bit more. Got a breakout, never mind. Let's push it in. These things happen when you experiment. So I'm going to flick the water in. And so the gentleman on YouTube, I've still got a damn buster here, look, right. So the gentleman on YouTube suggested bringing it in, keep bringing it in. I'm not going to panic about the amount of water that's being lost. I'm just going to carry on and see what happens. Keep bringing it back, keep bringing it back, keep bringing it back. I think that's the trouble when you film. Keep bringing it. Got a bit more water over there, got a bit more water over there, got a bit more flour, bring it together. Not to panic. Well, it feels wonderful. If it doesn't work, I might put the video up anyway just to show you what a mess I'm in. But don't give up. Keep calm and carry on. Cooking, I think, is the motto. So, Jamie said I could drop it. Do whatever you want to, he said. I'm actually looking like something now. I don't feel quite so despondent. Stretch. Oh, look, a bit of elastic. It's not warm yet, though. I don't know if it's supposed to be warm in this bit. Fold and turn. Stretch. Fold and turn. And try it with my heel now. Stretch. Fold and turn. Stretch. Fold and turn. If you don't want to do this with your heels, you've got your ball of your foot, it's like the thing of your hand. ball. I'm not getting it as well as he has, but you've got to bear in mind, this is my first time. So, we are trying. Best to try. I didn't think it would be as hard as this. To be honest, you can see why people work up a sweat and why bakers have got muscles. This is like having a big bicep weightlifting client. Mind you, if I was doing that, I'd be kneading his muscles like this. So maybe that's what I should be doing. Stretch, just a couple more stretches. You can tell me where I've gone wrong on this, Jamie, if ever you watch my video. Well, it doesn't have to be perfect, so let's just do that. Alright, so put that there. I've got a bowl, as he says. So I'm going to add a bit of flour in the bowl, I think, to stop it sticking. Bung it in. Add a bit of flour again, I think. Let's put that there. And I've got a damp cloth, and I'm supposed to leave it for an hour and a half. So obviously I'm not going to film that bit. I'm going to tidy up my mess for a bit because I've made quite a mess. See you in an hour and a half. So I've let it rise, but I don't think it's doubled in size. But if I poke it like they said, yeah, it's big enough. So it's the second bit of kneading now. So apparently I like knock into it and break the air bubbles. I don't think I've got many, but there we go. And then I dust down a bit. Dust my surface and bring it out of the bowl for a little bit of, will it come out? Yeah, it will. A little bit of, there we go. A little bit, let's get into the bowl. A little bit of kneading, a bit more. So as we know, this skill, like massage, takes a while to learn. You can't expect to do it in one day. So I'm quite pleased. I think it has grown. So again, I'm pushing, I'm folding, I'm turning, pushing, I'm rolling, I'm folding, I'm turning. I've got to say, earning my living as a baker wouldn't bring me much money. I think I'm very glad I'm a massage therapist's bodies are more malleable. So I'm going to do as I've been told. I'm going to cut it into two. I use a rocker chopper. I find using knives really difficult anyway. And this is my absolute best gadget. So, according to Jamie, I've got to flour my baking dish. I think I'll take that bit. I've got to try and push it into some sort of bread-like shape. He sort of stretched it a bit, didn't he? Yeah. I'm going to put it on my baking tray and I'm going to pray that it will get bigger and take up a bit more room on the tray and double in size, as they say. So this is my rolling pin. You can see it's got two handles because I normally use it with my hands. I find rolling with a normal rolling pin with hands impossible to do it like I'm doing it with my feet. So I have two handles on it, and it's been an absolute joy for me to be able to make pastry and stuff with this rolling pin. I just found it in a shop somewhere, and it's one of those kitchen gadgets that you think, oh wow, this has allowed me to do things that otherwise I found incredibly difficult. I'm going to keep rolling, and you can join back in when I've managed to get it to where I need to get it. So I've managed to roll it out to as big as I think it's going to get. Jamie Oliver, he did a savoury filling, but because I'm the sort of girl who likes a sweet filling, I am going to use white almond butter, which is the most gorgeous product you can spoil yourself with. And then I've made out of drying orange peel and drying it and then putting it through a process into a fine powder. This is my cinnamon, sugar, coconut and orange peel mixture. So I'm going to sort of sprinkle that on. Goodness only knows what this is going to taste like. But I'm sure it'll be nice. I have got to say, I've learned quite a lot from this first test. And I would probably be much more careful adding the water next time. Oh, you know, you live and learn. So now I've got to roll it. So he sort of flattened it to start with. I thought this bit might be difficult, but it might be easier than I think. And then roll it. And then... Now, my husband's a very good man, but I don't know how he's going to feel about eating my food that I've cooked with my feet. He's usually quite wide-minded, but I've got to clear up before he gets home, otherwise I'm going to be in trouble. Now, I hope I've wounded that up tightly enough. Oh, no, I haven't. I think I'm going to keep going. No, right. Oh, let's bring it back. I think I've got a bit of a slack wind there. So I'm going to try again. Right, okay. I always find doing things like this a little bit difficult. Technique normally, once I've done it a few times, it's a bit like when I was learning to massage. Once I'd done it a few times, I got the hang of it. So I'm folding it in. The one thing I found very difficult in life to do with feet, oh, there we go, was changing babies' nappies. Lots of my friends could do it who are in the same situation, but I was fairly rubbish. So I'll brush that away there, bring this back so you can see what I've done. I might sprinkle it with some of that in a minute. So yeah, shall I sprinkle it? Rub it in. So, now, Mr. Oliver, every recipe I make from his normally works. So he said cut it in half, cut the halves in half, cut the halves in half, and then you stack them in a bowl, which I shall do, and put them on to rise. It might not be, you know, the most equal halves, but who cares? It's sort of looking right. Right, I'll put it in the pan. I'm not going to waste your time looking at this. I'll show you when it's proven or it hasn't. They've just come out of the oven and they're looking fabulous. They did rise, as you can see. I can't wait to taste them. I think I slightly overcooked them because I've got a fan oven, but hopefully that won't be too bad. So thank you, Jamie Oliver, for inspiring me to try making bread with my feet. Thank you all for watching.